Many of you may have heard about the HCG diet. It's a diet that's gained popularity in the past couple years. You may have friends, relatives, or family members that have tried it and been very successful. We here at Transformyou have been offering this program for about 4 years, and we feel like we have some tips and tricks we'd like to share with you for those of you who are maybe struggling or those of you who are thinking about this program for some weight loss. And so one of the things we wanted to share with you is get as much information as you can about the protocol. There's lots of different clinics out there that offer some sort of instructions or booklets about the program and how it works. You want to make sure you know what you're getting. If you're leaving a clinic with one piece of paper or a couple pieces of paper that are supposed to guide you through a 6-week program on the diet, it's not enough. You're going to need more support than that. Make sure you get a clear, exact instructions on what you do, what you can expect, and how you're going to be able to follow up. Here at Transformyou, you get a diet recipe book, you get a diet manual, you get a calorie tracker spreadsheet, and you also get a lot of helpful hints type emails that come with the program. Another tip is, if you're going to see a doctor for this program, always go in for the follow-ups. Most of the time they're going to offer some sort of follow-up, whether it's weekly or every other week. Now, the reasoning for this is, number one, accountability, and number two, you want to make sure that you're falling within the average normal weight loss. Now, everybody's different. You're not going to lose the same amount of weight as your friend, but there is kind of an average that you should fall within. Now, going in for these office visits, the doctor's going to be able to tell you, yes, you're on track to lose, however much weight you want to lose, or maybe you're not. So if you're not, there are things that can be done to speed up the weight loss. So going in for appointments is very, very important. If you happen to get a B12 shot, which we do offer here, then that's a bonus. That's going to be good for energy, good for kind of mental functioning, good for blood sugar, and it's just an extra added benefit of the diet. Now, sometimes people also complain of boredom. You're on this long diet, there's a specific food list you have to follow, and it's kind of over and over and over again. Well, one of the things we can try to do to mix it up is use a recipe book. We have a couple different ones that we use here, and basically it's just going to give you ideas on how to prepare your food differently, because it can get boring eating the same things over and over again. But remember, it's just for a certain period of time. What we're trying to do is kind of get you back to basics, get your body back to basics. So fruits, vegetables, and proteins, that's where we're going to start. You're going to be on this program, you're going to lose weight, and then after that, we're going to build upon it. So we're basically trying to retrain your body, retrain your eating habits, so that once you've lost all this weight, you can keep the weight off. Which brings us to one of our last tips and tricks. Now, what's probably one of the most important things is, what do you do after you've lost the weight? Let's say that you've been on this program for anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, and you've lost a good amount of weight, and you're scared because you have to kind of go back to normal, and there's no diet list to follow. There's no manual to follow. Well, one of the most important things is maintenance. Okay, how are we going to start increasing those calories again? How are we going to start incorporating foods back into your normal everyday eating? Well, we've included a maintenance diet program within our diet manual, which gives you kind of a week-by-week instructions on how to add back in foods. How many calories do you think you should be eating? A lot of people have no clue. How many calories does their body need on a daily basis to kind of sustain their weight and prevent them from being hungry and tired? So these are the types of things that you need to know so that you can have the confidence that as you go forward, you know what you have to do, and you can be comfortable in knowing that you're going to be able to keep the weight off. But remember, most importantly, what you've learned throughout that program, hopefully you know some of the changes that you have to make. Everybody has their weaknesses, everybody has their bad habits, and so we hope that you've recognized some of those bad habits and weaknesses and tried to turn them into strengths, and maybe change your lifestyle a little bit so that you can keep the weight off and look great, feel great, and keep on going from there.